Hello, it's me, Jamster. So today, well, not really today, but I'm back. Yes. Um, so anyone who actually follows my channel would know I have not posted a video for about 2 weeks, I would say, maybe a little bit more. Um, I don't know. It's just some period of time not uploading videos. It's happened. Anyway, so that was a thing. Um, and yeah, I was just very busy, not well, sort of, and probably just tired and a bit lazy. Let's be honest. Just I was busy, but I was also just I didn't want to do it at the time. It was just you do one thing and you just get tired and you're just like, well, fuck it, I don't want to do that. So that's what happened. Um, but I have managed to record some As the Craft episodes over the past couple of weeks. So I actually have a backlog of about 10-ish episodes, I would say. Something like that at least. But I haven't edited them or done any, I haven't touched them. I've just recorded them because recording's easy. Recording takes I can hop onto the server for an hour, record, oh Jesus, and then there's an episode done basically. Although I will admit, I have not been very good with the recording. I've sort of just popped on maybe hour to an hour and a half and just done some stuff, but not really recorded some of it. So the As a Craft episodes that will hopefully come out over the next couple of days and week, I suppose, and obviously I'll try and from then on maintain it. They're not going to be very stable, I would say. Well, not stable, but the progress won't be very stable. It will be 1 minute there's a fucking hole in the ground, and the next minute the hole's filled with all sorts of weird shit, and it makes no sense. And what I'll do is, the next episode I record, it'll be a really long one. It will probably be 2 parts because of the length, or maybe I'll do a live stream, but I don't think I can do that, so we won't try it. But we might try it, and I'll just go through and just pray, just try and explain everything that I haven't covered. It's mostly just been the part of there's a few reasons I haven't really recorded it. I mean, I have just sat there and literally just spent maybe 30 minutes staring at a recipe, trying to work out how to automate it, failing, then going back to the drawing board, trying again, actually succeeding, and yeah, it's not like any progress has got made, which is part of why the recording stopped before, was because it just didn't feel like I was making progress. And then I don't know. I think to do a successful Let's Play like the one I'm trying to do, it really does need just someone else to be there the whole time so I can talk to them, and there's content at least, because if there's at least funny moments, it'd be interesting, but I feel like I'm not always, maybe there's some funny bits, I don't know, but there's not, by myself, I don't think I can make it that funny. Maybe, it's not all about being funny, but there's also the entertainment value, and I don't think it's also entertaining. It's just literally staring at screens for a long period of time, and I enjoy that, but as a viewer, I don't think I could enjoy that, just staring at the same screen, listening to random mumbling as I try and figure out a freaking crafting bench system thing. It's just mayhem, basically. That's what's happening with the craft. I do have another series that I did record called Kingdom Quest, and that will also come out soon. Although it's vanilla, and I don't know how I'm gonna record it, but it's kind of cool. It's a vanilla server, and yeah, it's got some cool stuff on it. I won't spoil any of it, but it is a thing. I've recorded 3 episodes for it, I think, and those I want to do on oh Jesus, pardon me. There's a special sort of editing style I want to go with it, and I haven't sort of decided how I want to do it just yet. So yeah. Jeez, that was weird. The shivers. It's not cold in Australia. It's only April at the moment. So what, we've got like 2 months before wait, no, next month is May, so we got like half a month, I think, until it does get cold for Australians. But I'm not gonna lie, we're very sensitive to the cold, or at least Queenslanders are. Maybe not people from like Melbourne and stuff. Those people are poor people. They get wrecked by the weirdest weather system ever. But in Queensland, it's typically like 30 degrees in summer. Autumn is about, I don't know, 20 to 30 degrees. It really varies a bit depending on like the weather and the days, and then winter is somewhere between 10 degrees and about 26 degrees, which for most people that's a nice temperature. Probably, I know that Zershay, given that he lives in Canada, would probably think that 16 degrees is probably not a bad temperature. I don't know what it's like in Canada. I know that it gets very cold in certain places, like -30 or something. I could not handle that. But yeah, it's cold in Australia is like 16 degrees, at least for Queensland. It depends on the state. As with most things, it's always the state. It's confusing, but that's the way it goes. Well, actually, it's not confusing, but fuck it. Just, I don't know what I'm saying at this point in time. They yeah, I might start Command and Conquer again. I really want to record every single mission because it is something that I enjoy, but I've never done all the Command and Conquer games. The only reason I stopped playing was because I got into Azacraft really, and that sort of took my interest a bit too much, I would say. And I mean, it's not hard to record Command and Conquer. It's really easy. I think the last mission we did was like, oh, that's right. No, I remember now why I didn't want to do it. It's because I recorded the same mission like 10 times. If I had just skipped it and said, yeah, let's move on. I've done it so many times, but recording failed because of my stupidity, really. But it would have been fine. But I didn't want to do that because I want to like when it is finally done, I want every mission to be up on my channel. The only game that I won't be covering is like the latest one, which is like it's Tiberian something, I believe. Oh, actually, maybe I have it. I don't know. I really don't know. I have the first decade, and then I got like Red Alert 2, no, 3, Red Alert 3, and Command and Conquer 3 and 4. Actually, I do think I have all the games, but I don't have all of the expansions for like the last couple of Command and Conquer games. Mostly because I never played them, or I just got bored of the games. Like Red Alert 3, it was fun for like the first campaign. I couldn't play it after that. I played through like the Russian campaign, and then I didn't want to play through the US or the Japanese campaign. I think it is the Rising Sun. But I'll do that eventually. Maybe when I have a lot of free time. There's so many games I'd love to be able to record. The other reason is this fucking lovely thing called laptop, or my computer, I guess. It's shit. Well, it's not shit. It's actually pretty good, given its price and its how well it actually handles majority of the games that I play. There's a few that it just shouldn't be able to run, but it does. Like Alien Isolation's one of them. It can run that in medium graphics settings, which some people might view that as a bit shit, but like on a laptop that costs something like 800 Australian dollars, that's insane. Yeah. Oh, you might also notice the chair's back. I fixed that. It took a little bit of time, but welded the plate that broke back together, and then put it back together, I guess. There's no other way to explain it. You can sort of see the that thing, the CSSE crap to the right, the uni stuff that I showed in one of my vlogs that doesn't work. That doesn't work, so you've got that. The only reason I'm sort of recording this vlog after sort of rage quitting, trying to get that working, it bugs me so much. It's like the instructions they give you, it's more like the people who tell you what to do. Sometimes like understandably not everyone's good at English, but I feel like when it comes to teaching people how to do things, if you're in a country that speaks English, it should be a requirement that you should be able to speak that language very fluently, and they don't have that. I'm not trying to be mean and say like they shouldn't employ people who not like English orient, like their first language is obviously not English, and they often are actually the smarter lecturers and stuff. They're normally the best ones if you can understand that sometimes they have broken English, and when they do, it just some things can come out wrong, or they're worded in a way that is it's really up to interpretation, and it can be very annoying when it comes down to it. And then because you didn't understand them, you get less marks, or you can't do something because you just don't understand them. I mean, the one that we've got for this particular course, he's actually pretty good. He's maybe does like one or two words are just broken, like not broken in, but they just don't fit in. It's kind of like, you know how I'm sure everyone's experienced it, but a lot of people who are new to English, they use, I think it's that and the in really strange ways. They'll be like they'll just be saying a normal sentence, and they'll have something. They maybe they're talking about dog, and instead of saying like that's Sally and that's, or like it's some sort of sentence and it involves a dog. Just I can't really think of one on the spot, but it's saying dog in the, like, as in that's the context it should be said. They say stuff like that dog or that dog. They put in like extra words, and it generally doesn't change what they're trying to say, and you understand it. But then there are a few times when it's not specific enough, or it's like they try to say thing and it just one word is wrong, or it's a little bit confusing, and it just, yeah. I mean, this guy's not really that bad at it. I'm definitely not trying to come off across as like being racist or against people who don't speak English as a first, as their natural language, I should say. I think that's, I don't know what you'd call it, first language, natural language, whatever language they learnt first. When it's not English, English is hard to learn. I mean, because it depending on where you're from, actually. If you're from Europe, Europe's pretty easy to learn English, I think, because they're a lot of the words in English are derived from a lot of European languages. But then, like, if you're from like Asia or that sort of area, it's obviously harder because they use a different like phonetic, or not, is it called? Well, they just use a different character set, different like their characters are different, so they don't even use the same like letters and alphabet things, which is fine. Like, so I particularly like Asian languages a lot. They're very strange to me because I don't understand them, but they're so like I never can understand how like they have like maybe, I don't know, I think it's like 30 or so symbols in like say Japanese, and then their words are literally, instead of like our words where we combine them like 3 letters make a word, they combine like 2 letters in a specific order, and it means like a sentence or some crap like that. Like it seems like it's more context based. I think that's the way their languages work. I don't know. I did try to learn Japanese once, or I was forced to more or less, and it was fine until until like it got hard, basically. You know, when they start teaching you like really complicated stuff and they want you to speak like fully in Japanese, and you hadn't learnt any of it really, and it's just Japanese was the one I had to learn in like primary school, and that was just, I did not get it. It was hard. I struggled a bit, but I didn't actually. I don't know. Primary school was so long ago. I don't really remember much of it. What I remember is like konnichiwa or something that's probably pronounced poorly, but that was like hello, and then there was like another word that you had to say, and that was like hello, but it was like a first time greeting kind of thing, and then like there was a couple of words like you would say, like there was a particular way of saying goodbye, and it was like when you said it, it was a way of saying I won't be seeing you for a while, kind of like as in, you know, this may be the last time we see each other, or we won't be seeing each other for like maybe months, years, or something like that. And then there was a different way of saying goodbye, because it was like, oh, I'll see you like tomorrow, or like in a couple of days, kind of thing. It was a strange aspect of it in a sense, but I guess it made sense. It just they had like words dedicated for that particular thing. Where I don't think English has that. It maybe does. English has too many words um, that you could. I don't think you could conceivably know every single word in the English language. I don't know if that's the same with every language because some might be basic enough to do that. I don't know. I probably shouldn't really be speaking about this because like I don't know enough about other languages to really say much. I mean, I'd like to learn another language, but it's just hard. You gotta like, I mean, I suppose it's always hard, isn't it? But it's like you gotta spend a lot. You generally have to spend money because you can't really unless you know someone who speaks it. You don't get to find anyone to speak it with, and that's pretty much the best way to learn a language is to have someone who already speaks it fluently and talk to them in that language. Um, but I've heard that if you learn another language, your dreams and your thoughts can become that language. So instead of thinking in English, um, you would think in, say, Japanese or Spanish or Italian, whatever language you're learning, and your dreams can also be in that. And it can be very weird as well because you could, for 1 minute, you could be thinking in English and then thinking in Italian, and you would still understand it because you understand the language. And the idea of that is just strange. Like you just the sort of words just being blended, and it can make sense. But then, I've got a few people who speak Spanish that live with that I know, and when they speak Spanish, there are words that Spanish simply can't. Either it's too hard to say, in a sense, like it's a very like convoluted way to say something in Spanish to say like a simple word in English sometimes, and it works vice versa. Sometimes a simple thing in English or a hard thing to say in English is a lot easier in another language. I'm pretty sure, but you'll just hear sometimes they'll be talking and then they'll just say like car or just some random English word, and it's not because that word is also in the Spanish language. It's because that's just the easier way to say it, and if both people understand both languages, you just they just default to that, and it doesn't change the fact that they understand it. It's weird. I don't get it. Sometimes it's just if I could understand the conversation, maybe it makes sense. But you just hear like Spanish and then just a random English word and then more Spanish English word, and it just yeah. I mean yeah. I don't know what I'm talking about anymore. Yeah. I just rambled on about languages. I don't even know how I got here, but I did. Oh, you know what? I do know how I got here. What am I saying? I think I need a haircut. It's probably something I do need to do. This hair it's quite long now. It's been a while. I don't really often get haircuts. It's like, I get them like maybe once every 4 months tops. No, 6 months is like the max. And then it's somewhere between that, like 3 to 6 months is the like time I get a haircut in. Just because it doesn't really grow, like hair doesn't grow that fast, and unless you're picky. And like with somewhat long hair, it doesn't matter. Like it doesn't really change how it looks. So I don't care. But eventually, like starts poking me in the eye and shit like that, and it just interesting. I just noticed there's a photo on the on my like whiteboard that I just forgot about entirely. One thing that I should note is that we did reach the one of my subscriber milestones. I think at the moment of recording this video I'm on 14, and I said that the milestone was 10. So I've been trying to come up with an idea for that, and my idea has basically been I'm going to draw my life. I think it's it's something that's easy-ish to do, given like what tools I have, and it's a fun thing to do, but I sort of gonna have a different twist on it because most people use a whiteboard and then they rub stuff out, and I could do that, and I have a whiteboard like right there, but you see it's on a wall, and I can't really pull it off a wall. So my idea is that the draw my life will be on paper, still with like a permanent marker, so it's very obvious, but then I'll also be able to create an image for each one, or like a PDF, I should say, and maybe upload that on something, maybe like Imager or something, or on Twitter, I don't know, like after the video goes out, and then, you know, even after you've watched the video, you don't have to like pause it to take a screen cap. They'll just be there, and also it's sort of interesting because it will be a book in a sense of something that I drew, I guess, and it'll be of my life. Like, yeah, does that make sense? I'm not sure how I'll record it, because there are a few limitations. Like my phone can only record for, I don't know actually. I should probably check that. I'll take that after this video because I do want to record that next. That's my next thing, and it's going to come up hopefully same time as this video, if not the next day after this video comes out. So we'll see. I'm going to try and get both out at the same time. So, but the Draw My Life, it'll be weird because, you know, I think part of the things that it's sort of cool doing it on the whiteboard, but then you erase it and it's just, I don't know. I'd rather keep it. I mean, you sort of keep it in the video, but I'd like to keep it in paper form or in a form that I can physically look at, because it'd be an interesting thing to remember what I particularly thought at the time. And I don't know how that will go. Like, it could go any way, shape or form. I really don't. But what will be interesting is, so it would sort of be me facing like this, laptop there like that, and have some sort of device to hold my phone so I can actually like do it. So it'll be sort of like this. So I'll be at a different angle, obviously, and I'll have the vlog recorded in this shitty camera quality as it is. So if I ever do anything stupid face-wise whilst I'm drawing it, you'll get to see that like this. So I'll be like drawing, you know, like thinking, and you'll get to see this. This is probably like a tiny like box on the side or something. I don't know. We'll see. You know, the thing is, I'm talking about how I record a video that I said would probably come out at the same time as this video or the next day, and it's just stupid. Why am I doing that? If I've done it, you'll see it on the channel. That's where you can watch it. So go there. But yeah, things. That's pretty much it. I don't think I've got anything else to talk about. I did watch The Jungle Book. That's about the only thing that actually has happened, other than me being busy programming and being lazy and stuff. But I watched The Jungle Book. The live. What is it? The live. It's not live animation. It's called like. I don't remember. It's just the live version. You know, the new one, the one that Disney just released. It's not bad. It was a bit weird. I did love the monkey scene though, where they just rip him out of the trees. It was great. I hope that wasn't a spoiler. I don't think it was, but I don't feel like it spoiled anything, but it was just a hilarious scene. I wasn't ready for it, and it just happened. I didn't, because like I probably watched the original animation. I don't know what it was in the animation that like I have. It's so long. If I did watch it, it's probably like maybe 18 years. So I wouldn't remember. Even then, it could be a little bit less, maybe like 15 years. But I would have been like, 15 years ago, I would have been like 5, roughly 4 or 5. I don't think I'd remember that. Mostly because I don't remember anything before the age of 6, because when I was 6 years old something happened. But you should watch the Draw My Life, because that is where you can find out what happened. Yeah. I was gonna say, but then I thought about it, and it's probably one of the biggest things that has sort of happened in my early childhood. It was very serious, and there was some chance that things could go on a very, very different way, and it was not good. That I'll go in more in depth probably in the Draw My Life, because it is such. It's not really like a pivotal moment in my life, because it didn't change my life, but had something gone wrong, my life would definitely be different. Like, had this event been worse, or had something gone wrong during what happened, it could have gone so badly that like anything could have happened. Like I don't really know like how severe this particular thing could have become because I was young, and I do know what happened, but I should just stop trying to talk about it. 'Cause it's hard to not talk about it because I want to talk about it, but then I want to put it in the Draw My Life, and I feel like it contradicts the idea of the Draw My Life, where you learn about me, I guess. Um, and I suppose that would be like where my real name. I'll put that in the Draw My Life too. Um, I don't know. I should put. I won't put. I don't know. We'll find out. Um, but yeah, things. That video will be great. Probably not, but I'll try my best. I really don't know. Like, see, I don't have any sort of like camera holding options, and so that's going to be a really difficult thing. And I want it to be stable, obviously, so it doesn't bounce around. But then, like, I have nothing to attach it to. So, like, if I bump this desk, actually, is the camera moving much? I don't know. You can't really. Oh, I'm watching a thing behind the laptop that is a bit more free moving, and a little bit of vibrations does sort of move it. But then it doesn't move much. So I thought it would have. Maybe it's just. I mean, I have managed to move it before. Like, this desk isn't like stable. Like, if I give it a good, that's not working either. Maybe it's just bad luck. There we go. It was actually like stuck. Maybe I shouldn't have done that. But normally it would be far more free moving. There we go. So that's weird. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see how that goes. That's my plan for the milestone, though. It may not be the case. I may just, I don't know what I'd do if I can't do the Draw My Life, because it's the only thing I thought of that's actually good. And now I've realised that there's other videos. Like, I think I said 20 was the next one after that. I don't know what I'd do for that. I really don't. I don't even know what I'd do if I got to 30 or 40. I don't even know what the next one is. Whatever the next one is, I don't know what I'd do. I don't know what to do for the next one after, because it either requires someone to film me for it, and there's maybe a few people could volunteer, like be willing to do that if I asked. I know one person who probably would do it, just because he would enjoy making fun of the video. But even then, I don't know what I'd do. They're just, oh jeez, I keep knocking the desk now. It's like, yeah. I'm just gonna leave it here. I feel like 30 minutes almost of just me rambling, talking about some really strange shit, talking about a video I'm probably gonna actually upload, because yeah, I'm gonna stop. Goodbye.